What is going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of UnSKripted. Listen, it is Tuesday night. You know what that means? I have some of the biggest, the baddest, the best wrestlers of today and yesteryear, and this night is no different. Why is it no different? Because I have a champion, another champion on the show, as I always do. This person is the champion, was the champion of Lucha Underground. I'm sure he'll give me the right year. I think it was around 16. I was watching Lucha Underground back in the day, and he was feuding against Pentagon Dark, and among a lot of other people around that time. Vampiro was there. He was commentating, but he was also playing the gimmick of, you know, who's the master, or the, you know, like the higher power gimmick, kind of with Pentagon, and it was pretty interesting. I really enjoyed Lucha Underground, and he's actually working for Rocky Mountain Pro right now, collabing with my good buddy, my friend Marty Elias. He was getting the referee itch again, and he texted me, man, and said, "Hey, man, I'm getting the referee itch again," and he was like, "Hey, you know Marty the Moth?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I do. Of course I know Marty the Moth. Who doesn't know Marty the Moth? Come on!" So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this guy is the former Lucha Underground champion, the former WWE Tough Enough star, Marty the Moth Martinez. How are you tonight, my man?
I am fantastical. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Look, we were talking off air about your awesome voice that's going on right now, man. That's actually pretty cool. It's got a Gordon Soley going on right now, man. It's actually pretty cool, man. But let the listeners know why you've got a shortage of voice, because you've been doing a lot of work in the pro wrestling industry and the pro wrestling business, if you will. Let them know, my man.
The business. It's also because I'm Batman. It's
Very
also
nice.
because I'm Batman.
Very nice. Very nice.
No, I just worked Rocky Mountain Pro, one of my favorite promotions out here in the Midwest, out of Denver, Colorado. We had 2 pay-per-views. We wrestled at the Pepsi Center. We had D'Lo Brown, Josh Matthews, Sledge from Ring of Honor, and we had 2 pay-per-views and 6 weeks of TV. So it was a lot of yelling. It was also my friend's birthday party, so it's a lot of woo-hooing and high-fiving and all that. So my voice is gone, but it's gone doing something I love. So can't hate on that.
Yep. Didn't Vince Russo book for Rocky Mountain Pro for a second?
He sure did. He's quite hilarious.
Very nice. He actually put you over yesterday. He said, "Yeah, I know Marty. Marty's a cool dude." I have 3 shows a week with Vince Russo. We've actually became good friends over the past couple of years. So
tell him I miss his face next time you see him. Tell him I miss his face. I need to see it again.
I will text him that now as you're answering a question. I'll text him. He texts me like almost immediately. He's actually about to come on my other show, so I will let him know. I'm sure he'll text me back during our show, and I'll let him know. I'll let you know what he says. You ready to jump into these questions?
All right, always. Thank you everybody for being here.
Absolutely, man. What software are you using for that? All of a sudden, Batman swipe.
Oh, Snap Camera. It's so amazing. Like I can straight up go to Batman. I have all sorts of stuff that I can play with. It's so fantastic.
Wow.
Like I'm a streamer as well. So like I love technology and all the different ways you can create an experience for people.
That's really cool, man.
It's been a blast, man. Streaming's been. I have a few other people in my community member here in the chat right now. From the streaming community. It's been a really fun part of my life.
Do you have your own Twitch?
I do. Twitch at Martin Casaus, like all my other social media. I put my workouts on there Monday through Friday, and then I play games on Monday, Wednesday, Friday with my community. I'm a nerd, and I'm proud of it. Now, Twitch made it cool to be a nerd again.
Yes, indeed. I am proud to be a nerd. I'm a fellow nerd. I think nerds are cool. See, the thing is, we're the Knocks. I'll call us the Knocks. We're the nerd jocks. So I'm a fellow knock. I'm a fellow person. Because back in the day, like in school days, it was either or, right? Like you're either with the nerds or you're with the jocks. You know what I mean? The jocks didn't want to be associated with the nerds, and the nerds a lot of times desired to be the jocks, but they didn't have the acumen. They didn't have the ability or the physical prowess, if you will, to be a jock. But hey man, there's people who like to work out and are buff like you and I, and we like to be nerds too, man. It's not an either or, it's a both and.
And nowadays, kids can be making millions of dollars playing video games.
That's entirely correct. Absolutely.
And it blows my mind why I didn't keep playing more video games and go into that profession. Yeah, there's still time, I guess. I don't know if there's a time limit or like an age limit, like must be under 18 or something.
I doubt it, man. I doubt it. Only thing back in the day, you had to be over 18 to call 900 numbers, right? Especially the 1-900-909-9900 from WCW. So, did you ever follow WCW back in the day?
That was actually what got me into wrestling. Like I refused to watch WWF. So, and I'm going to say here, I don't think I've actually said it anywhere. When I went to WWE Tough Enough, I had not seen a Stone Cold Steve Austin match live at all.
Wow.
Like, in its entirety. Like I knew who he was because how can you not? But I've never seen a whole match because I refused to watch the WWF at that time.
What did you have against WWF?
I was a WCW guy. And I didn't want them to fail. So I'm like, I'm not even going to watch. And then, and then the fateful day came. So
yes,
it was a sad day.
Yeah, that was what, 2011? You were in Tough Enough?
Yes.
Okay. Austin and Booker coached you?
Austin, Booker, Trish Stratus, and Bill DeMott.
Bill DeMott, yeah.
That
was the same. Was that the same one with what's my guy's name? Matt Cross?
Yes.
He was on there
I
too?
can wrestle him next week, by the way, for the first time since Tough Enough.
Oh, nice. Wow.
I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, but Matt Cross was on it. There was actually a lot of people who went on and did something, or at least had connections with Lucha Underground. Eva Lise was on that one.
Eva Lise, yeah, she was on
Yeah,
there, yeah.
Matt Cross was on there.
Ariana on there?
Yep, the Funkadactyl, Ariana.
Yeah, she was on the she was Arian Andrews. Yeah, she was on there too, right?
I think she made more wrestling money than all of us on that show.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Vince said, "Great guy." He texted me back and he said, "Great guy." So
Vince is great. Vince is great.
Yeah. Let's go with Guillermo asking, "Hey Martin, how was having Stone Cold, Booker T, and Builder Mod as trainers? And do you think that the coaches should be the ones eliminating the participants instead of the fans?" Good question. He always asks good questions. Guillermo does.
Nice, Guillermo. In my season of Tough Enough, actually, the coaches were the ones eliminating us instead of the fans. So we would do our day of work, or however long it was before they eliminated us. I don't even remember now. It's been, holy crap, 10 years now.
Yeah, 11.
And they would go into their rooms and converse among themselves who the bottom three is, and then Stone Cold said who the guy to go was. So I was on that show where coaches did get to pick, and I liked it that way. I would rather have that than like a popularity contest.
Yes, agreed. Guillermo's also asking, during your time in Tough Enough, which other participant was the most fun to work with and who was really hard to work with?
From Tough Enough, I really had a great time, and I've connected with AJ Kirsch and Eric Watts and Matt Cross. Those three were the ones that I just gelled with. Matt Cross, unfortunately, didn't last super long, which as a competitor standpoint was sweet winning. Like, as soon as he was gone, I was like, all right, I'm gonna got this in the bag. But those were the guys I really connected with. Was AJ. They were at my wedding, actually. AJ Kirsch,
Nice.
Eric Watts, and then Matt Cross wasn't, but he's my boy as well. One I had them really hard to work with. I try to get along with most everybody, to be honest. But Luke Robinson was the big heel of that season. So he definitely had something to prove. And he was very good at what he did at playing that role, whatever it was. So
yeah. What did he end up doing post Tough Enough? We haven't really heard from him too much after Tough Enough.
Actually, he's running this awesome fitness group in Maine now, where like they're outside, they're doing stuff with logs, and he wrote me a diet actually. So I actually want to go try it. It's Wolfpack Fitness. Go check that out.
Oh, nice, nice.
But he is not. I don't think he's wrestling anymore.
No. Yeah, he definitely knew how to heal it up for sure. Last one from Guillermo. How's it training with the Nightmare Factory, and your opinion on the factory booking in AEW?
Let's see. The training in the Nightmare Factory was wrestling training. It was honestly, I was coming off of a herniated disc, so I wanted to prove to myself that I could still do what I needed to do my job. So that's what I personally went back to school, even though I graduated from school. So the training was good.
Nice.
More practice of stuff that I knew, but different takes on it. Flavors of ice cream. Yeah. With the factory booking in AEW, I think anytime QT Marshall gets beat up, it's fantastic TV.
Very nice. Very nice. We recently got beat up by was it Keith Lee who beat him up? Who was the beat him up recently?
I saw a clip on social media. I think Hook.
Hook. Yeah, it was the pre-show for the Revolution pay-per-view. Hook beat him up. Yeah. He was supposed to do and then he did his appreciation thing, and then I think Aaron Solo was next to QT Marshall, and he held the plaque up, and Hook like rammed Solo's face in the plaque, in the frame. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Guillermo's asking, has there been any offers or talks to return to WWE or not?
I went and did some tryouts like after Tough Enough, but not after Lucha Underground. I think I don't know. I don't know. You have to talk to Vince on where that stands. So you never say never in wrestling.
Indeed.
I do
Burrito's
have to say
asking.
I had a lot more fun in the AEW locker room than I did at the WWE locker room. Like
Oh, okay.
just a little less like in the WWE locker room. Obviously, it's very professional. It's a business. AEW is the same thing, but I'm back there playing hacky sack. Like
Gotcha.
there's definite different vibes in AEW locker
Mhm.
rooms than WWE.
Is it very rigid in a WWE locker room? Like very uptight?
It can feel that way. Absolutely, it can definitely feel that way. Um,
Gotcha.
I think too. I'm just more comfortable in who I am as well.
Yeah.
And I've done more AEW stuff recently versus uh WWE stuff.
Now, when you were in the WWE locker room, were there any legends who gave you some good pointers? Were there any legends who were friendly? Any that were a bit standoffish? What locker room experience did you have in your time in WWE?
Actually, the first right before I went and did my first ever WWE anything, I wrestled my first name, which was Iron Man, Rob Conway, and
Wow.
he's like, "Yo, I know this guy. I know it's your first time next week, so I'll hook you up with this my friend. He's good there, and he'll show you the ropes. He goes by John Morrison, and just go find him and ask him what to do." Uh,
Nice.
I went and talked to John, and John is always pretty much the coolest. Always nice, like he's super nice anyway.
Mhm.
Um, but obviously, I didn't know how it would turn out down the road. We're in other shows together, etc., and Tough Enough together, all that. Because he
Yep.
was in both of those shows. But John kind of, hey, don't do this. Make sure to shake everybody's hands. Do this. Kind of
Mhm.
stay that way. So I kind of got some good advice there from the beginning. Being there with
Nice.
John and kind of like hey, at least you know somebody.
Yep.
Was cool. One thing I do got to say is was cool because a lot of times with extra work at WWE, they'd like stick you in a closet or a corner with like a curtain maybe, so it's real small. But
Mhm.
Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, shout out to those guys. They just randomly walked in, and I never seen this. I did a lot of work to WWE doing extra work, and usually it's just like they walk by or hey, say hey, and or like at the usual pass by interactions. But they actually just stopped at the locker room and just like, hey guys, just want to let you guys know that we've all been there. So like, we feel
Nice.
you. Keep going. Uh, we were just like you guys, so just keep it up, man. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm like, all right, that's cool. You guys didn't have to go by back at all and behind a curtain and say that at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So it
Very
just
nice.
kind of it was just a cool testament to like these guys care about the business and they're really actual nice people.
Yep. Very nice. Uh, Maurizio's saying greetings from Puerto Rico. What wrestlers would you say were your toughest opponents in LU, and what wrestlers do you consider helped during your run in LU?
Oh, that roster was such a sick roster.
It was.
Roy. It was a sick roster. Uh, all of my opponents there were tough. There wasn't I don't think a slouch in the roster really.
Mhm.
I say probably my toughest opponents, but I think that's the thing about Lucha Underground. There was somebody with a different style. My style is
Mhm.
very different than a Phoenix style. My style is very different than Pentagon style.
Mhm.
Um, but I probably my toughest one was probably Pentagon.
Mhm.
Because he does a lot more crazier stuff than I do, but he essentially he tries to out hit you and brawl. He's really great at brawling, and that's kind of my style. So
Yeah.
he's a really tough SOB.
Nice.
So the So definitely, obviously, him being him and winning the Lucha Underground title definitely helped my run in Lucha Underground. What wrestlers you consider helped you during your run? All of them, really. Like if I didn't have me torturing Sexy Star in the beginning, it wouldn't be interesting enough for me to mess with her, and later on Phoenix. We're going into my whole angle with Melissa Santos, which was just super fun in the first place. Another tough one I think was Swerve. My man Swerve was probably my funnest match I've ever had in my life, was wrestling Swerve. He was killing it right now.
Shot. He was kill shot, right?
That's right. He was kill shot. And we ran a little program, like only like 3 or 4 segments or something. And then we ended in a Weapons of Mass Destruction match. And it was just one of the funnest matches I think I've ever had. And Swerve definitely deserves all the credit he's getting right now.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, you gave me an alley oop later, and I'm not gonna bury the alley oop. So you know why Pentagon is crazy and it does a bunch of moves.
Do I know why he does that?
Yeah, do you know why? Just say why.
Why?
Because he has zero Miro, no fear. Come on, Marty, come on.
It's true though. He does it. He does it.
Elvis is asking, what was your favorite match you had in CSW Colorado Springs Wrestling? I met you in October of 2018.
What is up, Elvis? Colorado Springs Wrestling. I think I had the most fun wrestling either a guy named Danger Dean or my buddy Paul London. Paul London, whenever he comes out.
Underground.
Yes, he was the White Rabbit. No, I guess Kevin Cross was the White Rabbit. He was just Paul London. He was just amazing. Now Paul London comes out and like sings this 5-minute song for his intro music, and it's Paul London being Paul London. I love that man.
Nice. Yeah. For some odd reason, I always popped at him and Brian Kendrick's theme song in the WWE as a tag team. It was just some type of like 2000s version of like the Rockers. It's like it was like really cool. Yeah, it was really cool for some reason, man. I really liked them as a tag team. So
they're an amazing tag team. I don't think Paul London gets the credit he deserves either.
Oh, I totally agree with that. Absolutely. Ricky is asking, who was your biggest influence in wrestling?
Honestly, so when I first started wrestling, I was in high school. I was playing football, so I thought Goldberg was the coolest thing ever because I only watched WCW. And then I went into Sting, so that was cool. But Goldberg was the guy that like, I'm just going to spear people. I remember actually I got kicked out of Boy Scouts because I finally got sick of being bullied around by this kid. He threw a basketball in my face, and I like thought of Goldberg. I like brought it up my inner Goldberg and speared him really hard and just started punching.
Very nice. Very nice. Overcoming bullies one spear at a time.
Overcoming bullies, yes. And I did an anti-bullying seminar today, and that is totally not how you stop bullies, by the way. Do not just start swinging punches.
Sure.
But I lost it. There's other better ways, FYI. Just telling you all.
Yes, I agree. I'm a therapist. I'm a psychology doctor, so I agree with you. But hey, man, look.
It's effective.
You know,
it was effective.
It worked. It worked at the time, right?
And it also got me kicked out of freaking
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Boy Scouts. But it was effective, and he never picked up me again. But my biggest influence in wrestling, I loved Goldberg. But then once WCW closed down, I saw the way Shawn Michaels moved. And it just looked like Shawn Michaels and Triple H were just having fun in the ring, where it looked like everybody else was like working and struggling. Like Shawn Michaels was chilling, having some fun. So that is where I actually started most of my influence from, is Shawn Michaels. And then after Tough Enough, Stone Cold Steve Austin literally gave me his phone number and said, hey, if you want to send me footage I'll gladly watch it. I'm like, absolutely, I want to send it to Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I took a lot of his advice after, but what got me originally influenced was Shawn Michaels, a heartbreak kid.
Heartbreak kid, Shawn Michaels. Speaking of two people you said was Triple H and Austin. Quick thoughts on one, Triple H's retirement from the Stephen A. Smith interview, and two, Stone Cold coming back after 19 years. He's been on multiple WrestleManias after that, but it's still not an official wrestling match, but they're kind of plugging it as a wrestling match-ish after 19 years. Your thoughts on Triple H and Stone Cold's current statuses?
I think it's really crappy for Triple H, man. This is all he's known, but now he's got to go that business route anyway. He was going that route anyway. So it's better that it happened now instead of when he was in the height of his career, I guess. Mm-hmm. But it's never a great thing to have to worry about. If I do this particular exercise or something, I may not. I may pass away. I may die. And where he's got a family, got businesses to run, like no one wants to die. Just period. It's just horrible when anyone dies. And so that is horrible. Obviously, he wants the option, and he's in good enough shape. Looking at it, he looks. How old is Triple H? You think?
He'll be 52 this year.
52. I hope I look
like 50. No, he's 52 now. He's born in 69. I think he's a year older than Shane. Shane was born in 70, same as Jericho. So I think he'll be 53 this year. I think Triple H was born in 69, so 53.
I hope I look like Triple H when I'm in my 50s. Just saying.
Yeah.
I would be okay with that fantastically. Yeah. So he's in shape to do it. So that sucks for him. As far as Stone Cold, I'm stoked. But you know what? He doesn't have to do nothing. All he has to do is a Thez press, bam, bam.
Yep.
Give the fingers,
mudhole stomp,
a mudhole,
yeah,
stunner, and he's
and walk it dry. What?
Drink some Stabilizers.
IPA. What? Yeah.
What?
It's
and he's got his own stuff now, so he could. This is just one giant advertisement for his own beer.
Yeah,
FYI.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Nah, you're pretty smart there, Steve. I see you. Yep. I think it's fantastic. Like anybody, and like obviously, nostalgia is the big thing. You see it in movies. You see it in TV shows. They're bringing back the old stuff. Nostalgia is the biggest kick right now. Seeing Stone Cold Steve Austin, that is to some people their childhood of growing up in professional wrestling. So I don't think he needs to have a match. I want him to have a match because I want to see him going. I want to see old Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Kevin Owens is fantastic on the mic, going on that where it's not going to be the same Stone Cold. And even in Tough Enough in 2011, that guy can move. He got in the ring with this, and that guy can move. He's 9 years older now, and even tougher. So he's going to be just fine. I am stoked.
Yeah. Very nice. I got a few more for you. Riju's asking, what was it like working with Chelsea Green?
Nice. It was fantastic. Chelsea Green is fantastic. She's was friends with Taya, and Taya comes to me. She's like, I have my friend Chelsea here in town. Do you think I should ask them if they can give her a match or something just to see if they would give her anything? I'm like, absolutely. Anytime you can hook up a friend. And they gave us a dark match, which I really want to release. It was me, Chelsea Green, Sammy Callahan, and Sonny Kiss. And I got it on my YouTube, and I wanted to hit public like so hard. It's literally just like the match, like filmed on the back screen. But she was just down for anything and down for a good time and making some awesome moments happen in wrestling. Like Chelsea was fantastic. And right off the bat, we clicked. I'm like, what if we do this crazy thing? She's like, I do crazy gimmick too, because this is when she was before she is now. And then before Reclusa was a thing. And she threw back ideas like crazy too. And it's fun to just her and actually Melissa, my sister, just when people just throw ideas back at each other. It's like, I bet you I could do this messed up thing. Like, I bet you I could do this messed up thing. Like, oh, I like that. And we're trying to mess up, like, how far could we take something? And that's what it turns out fun. And Chelsea was just like that.
Nice.
So
Chelsea was also on Tough Enough too. She wasn't on your season, but she was on Tough Enough. I think she was on the same. I forgot which one. I think
she
she
was the
was
one
on the
after
same
mine.
one. Yeah, I think she was on the same one as Sonya Deville. No, I think because Sonya Deville was on the one with Jericho hosted, but Chelsea was on the one with when everybody was in the same room. They had the same room, and oh man, I forgot who the contestants were that year. For some reason, I think yeah, I
There was
don't
like a
remember.
Gator guy involved in that one.
Oh yeah,
Like
that
I
was the
didn't.
one. Yeah, that was the one. Oh, that was the one with Josh Bradle. I think that was the same one with him on there, if I'm not mistaken. With the I've interviewed him before. I've got his number. Cool, nice guy. The Yeti or something like that. I think that was his name. But yeah, I have to look and see what other people. SK Nation. What other people was on the same Tough Enough as Chelsea Green? But yeah, I've interviewed Chelsea before. She's very nice. Very nice person, despite the hot mess she calls herself.
That's what it was. The hot mess. I love that so
Yeah.
much.
Let's see here. A couple. Let's see. One more. We've got a lot of good. All right, we'll end with this one. Riju's asking, what are your thoughts on Brian Cage in the AEW situation? Oh, Guillermo says she wasn't the same Tough Enough as Sonya Deville and Mandy
Okay.
Rose too. Yeah, okay, so I was right about that. Cool. What do you think, Brian Cage in AEW situation?
I don't understand what they're Brian Cage is what a wrestler should be.
Mm-hmm.
I think like he looks the part. He is more agile than anyone his size should be. He is amazing at what he does in the wrestling ring. I don't know what's going on with what they got with them not putting him on TV.
Yeah.
However, no matter what he does, I feel like he's going to be just fine in the wrestling industry.
Yep.
Like his work rate, the way he looks, the way he is, being Brian Cage is going to be just fine in professional wrestling.
Yep. Agreed. Yep. It's been like I think like October was the last time he wrestled in AEW. So
Dang.
very interesting. Yeah, it's been almost 6 months.
6 months.
So and why was and to close up, why was your AEW stint so short?
That's a good question. You should probably ask Tony. I was there for 3 weeks. Yeah.
Hey Tony,
just give him a call. Yo, Tone. I was there. I did 3 matches. I think I was there for 2 weekends or something like that. And when I was done with the Nightmare Factory, I went home and got married, and there at that time they were still doing Jacksonville, Florida. It wasn't a simple drive from Nashville to Florida deal anymore. It's I got to figure out Utah to here, and I said I'd be down to do it, but they said give us a call when we're around town. So I don't know. We'll see about that. Like I said, there's never say never in wrestling. So
Yes,
we'll
indeed.
see. I had fun there. I had a blast. Tony Khan, after all my matches, came up and said like, "Hey man, that was great." Like, and put me over really well. He was very kind to me. So it all seemed great, and I know that entire roster, so that's always a plus. So we will see what the future holds as far as AEW.
Yes, indeed. Marty, let the listeners know once again your socials and where to find you on Twitch and all things social media.
Everybody, my name is Martin Casals. You can follow me literally on everything at Martin Casals. I stream video games Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I stream my workouts Monday through Friday. I love streaming. So if you're a nerd like moi, come play video games. I love to play with my community, Dead by Daylight, all sorts of things. And I'm going to be playing the crap out of Virtual Basement's Wrestling Code because I am part of that. So I need all of you guys to go on there and pre-order Virtual Basements Wrestling Code. You can't do it yet, but have that pre-order button ready. It's coming. It's going to be awesome. And you're going to be seeing a lot of Martin in the coming up here this year. So I'm stoked about that.
So it's at MartinCasaus.
Casaus. Casaus. It rhymes with house. That's right. Casaus.
Yes.
Honestly, look up Marty the Moth on Google and all my socials pop up. I have awesome SEO on that. So
very nice. Very nice. The SEO king, Marty the Moth. Very nice. Marty, it's been a pleasure, man. Thanks for coming through Unscripted Lane tonight to hang out with the fans and I, man.
Hey, well, I appreciate you having me on, man. Great to meet you, Chris.
Awesome. Have a good night.
Later, man.
Bye-bye.